Hello there, aspiring tennos. I'm your host, Simtexagon, and you're listening to the Warframe broadcast, bringing you the latest news of the Origin system. Speaking of, this moron put 96 nails into his walls, placing 48 square feet of acoustic foam all over the walls. Echo, echo, echo. Officially making him a YouTube wannabe. Coming up next, the side-flipping, gun-twirling guardian of powers and advocate for shoulder pain is literally cheating. According to our expert, Protea has immortality packed directly into her grenade fan. By holding the button, each grenade becomes a shield drone that instantly boosts Protea into overshield and doubling the grace period of her shield gate. Protea also comes prepared with the ability to clear entire rooms on the steel path with a single cast of her blaze artillery. This pocket-sized dual-barrel turret fires bursts of plasma, dealing incredible damage and only getting stronger every time it hits an enemy, while applying one of the strongest status effects in the game, heat, slowly eroding the armor of nearby enemies. Now, dear viewer, you might think that a Warframe like Protea, who needs to rapidly cast abilities both to stay alive and deal damage, would run into some energy problems. But no, not Protea. She comes with possibly the greatest energy recovery tool in the game. Dispensary, dispensing both health and energy orbs, slapping either Arcane Energize or Equilibrium or both on her will result in more energy than you could ever need. Protea's ultimate offers the same benefits as the rest of her kit, but worse, according to this guy. So you should really just subsume over it with either Ensnare to group enemies before casting Blaze Artillery, or alternatively you can use Quiver for permanent stealth. Protea, being the absolute badass that she is, does not require a weapon at all, as all the damage will be coming from Protea herself. However, if you're one of those sweaty tryhards, you could use Kuva Nucore to stack up heat procs. Furthermore, Protea pairs well with any companion, as her shield drone will also affect them, so bring whatever your heart desires. Protea can also use Vazarin for that protective sling, keeping herself safe against those pesky acolytes. Alright, we have a special message coming in for all you Protea mains. Unfortunately, Archon shards do not scale with Equilibrium. Yes, I know, it's a sad sight. So, save your Amber Archon shards for faster casting. Unfortunately, Azura shards don't pair well with this shield gating Warframe. However, for Crimson shards, ability duration greatly benefits Protea. That's all from us here in the studio. Don't forget to subscribe so that you never miss another Warframe broadcast. It really helps out the channel. Now, onto our field reporter who will demonstrate how Protea actually works. Thank you, me. Now, welcome to this survival mission, I guess, on the Steel Path, where I will demonstrate how to play Protea, which is probably one of the most self-explanatory things on the surface of this planet. But I'm still gonna demonstrate it. So, very simply, you just use your abilities. You generally speaking don't want to have more than one Blaze Artillery out at one time, as you don't want it to take kills away from the other ones. You don't really want to split their damage, as once again, they become more powerful every time they hit an enemy. Now, other than that, you just want to make sure that you have enough shield satellites on the ground that you can never die, as well as refreshing your dispensary when it's about to burn out. Later on, once the enemies start to get a little bit more powerful, you can always group them up with your Ensnare, which will allow your Blaze Artillery to get a better start, get more hits on that initial cast. You can see boosted right up to 50, which is gonna allow it to deal a lot more damage. And as well, if you're really try-hardy, you can try using the Kuva Nucore in conjunction with the Blaze Artillery. This is good stuff. This both adds some CC in terms of radiation, as well as stacking viral for more damage and heat for even more damage. As you can see, Protea is incredibly powerful, and now we're gonna go ahead and take a look at the build. Alright, so let's go ahead and show you guys the build. Protea, right. We're not gonna talk about the basic stats, those which only apply to the primary stats over here. We're not gonna talk about those mods. But we are gonna talk about corrosive projection. This is specifically against the Grineer, so, you know, only use this if you're against the Grineer, obviously. Equilibrium for that added energy, allowing your health orbs to become energy pickups as well with 110% efficiency. And very importantly, we're using Archon Vitality, not for the health, but for the fact that you double your heat status procs, which is almost a doubling of your damage. And that's about the best you can do from a single mod. Alright, then that's the build. That's all you really need. Now, if you want to min-max, I recommend using a Kuva Nucor with this build. Only use this with Protea. This is some weird hybrid between a primer for status effects and an actually damage-dealing weapon. Again, only for Protea, please. Anyways, moving on quickly. If you want an Acolyte killer, this is my absolute favorite, the Glaive Prime with a heavy attack hybrid build. You throw the Glaive and then you trigger it midair to do a heavy attack before it hits the Acolyte. That will force a bleed proc that will most likely kill them. And if it doesn't, your Blaze Artillery will kill them. And if it doesn't, you'll just throw the Glaive again. No big deal. You have so much shield gating that you're not gonna die from an Acolyte. Unless you make a misplay, of course. Then, Vazarin. Specifically, we just want the protective dash. That's the only thing we care about here. Sorry, protective sling, as it's called now. Sorry, I'm a bit old school. Then, very importantly, this is very important. You need to use zinc fiber. Otherwise, you will not be able to pick up the health orbs while at full health. The only other way to achieve the effect then of equilibrium would be to use the hammer to damage yourself. But I think this is the preferred way to play because it's automated. You don't have to switch weapons constantly. And also you don't risk killing yourself with the hammer. Anyways, that's pretty much everything that I wanted to talk about. Thank you so much for watching. And I will return with another video eventually. And I'll see you in that video.